Hello YouTube, this is William. I've my field lower that I use 99% of the time. I mean, I keep going back to it because it's my favorite design. Really, it is for everything. But anyway, this is black canvas micarta, and I have used it so much that it is polished again. And so I need to rough it back up, and I thought I'd share with you guys handles, how I treat handles, and kind of give you guys some tips and some pointers of how I do it. This is not the only way to do it, but this is how I do it, okay? When I shape micarta, wood, Sure Touch, whatever it is in the shop, for micarta, the highest grit I go is 80. The highest grit I go on Sure Touch is 120 because it's a little bit more polished. But on micarta, 80 grit is as high as I go because I want that texture. I want that grippiness. And so it's kind of like a bead blasted canvas is what it is. So when it loses that, it starts getting a little slick. I don't like that. So I need to rough it back up. So, but anyway, when they're first done, once they're shaped and they've gone to the 80 grit on the micarta, the 120 on the Sure Touch, then I'll take them to the sink and I'll wash them with Dawn dishwashing liquid. Then I'll take them over a heat gun and I'll dry them off, and you'll see them, they'll change colors. They'll go from a dark to a real light. And once they're warm, not hot, but warm, I will dunk them in teak oil. And I have a jar here that I just dunk them in there and let them cool for about a minute. It doesn't take long. What you're doing is when you put that material over a heat gun, those fibers expand. And so when you dunk them in that oil, it sucks that oil into the handle material, okay? So once you take it out of that oil, you need to wipe off all the excess. I mean, every drop of it. It cannot have any residual on it at all if you use teak oil. Okay, teak oil is a high penetrating oil. This is the best oil that I found. Is there better out there? Maybe. I have not found it, but it may be out there, okay? Teak oil, you can get it at Lowe's, you can get it Home Depot, the paint departments, any hardware store. You can pretty much find this teak oil, or you can order it off of Amazon. But this is what I use on knife handles, okay? So if the handle is in, and one other thing is, if you get a handle and you find that there's one portion of it that just doesn't agree with you, then reshape it. Take you a file, a palm sander, whatever it takes, and just kind of readjust it a little bit. Once you do that, then this is all you have to do. So the handle is slick, so I'm gonna rough it back up. Just gonna take some sandpaper, 80 grit, okay? And just rough it up. Just kind of give it that texture again, okay? So I just go over the whole handle, and you can take some masking tape if you're concerned about the blade slipping and getting cut and all this other stuff. You can just take some painter's tape, this blue tape, and just kind of tape up the blade, just so that it doesn't cut you, like so. You want to stretch it not against the edge, because the edge cut the tape just like it did. But anyway, so you just kind of tape up the end of it, so that way you're not cut, okay? But if you're going to dunk it in the oil, you cannot let oil get under that tape. You have to peel that part back. You cannot let oil get under that tape. Let me stress again. You cannot get oil under that tape because it will be a pain to clean. I've tried acetone, I've tried alcohol. Even those, it's some sticky stuff, folks. So it's best to peel that tape back so you don't get oil underneath that tape, okay? But anyway, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just roughing up this surface, okay? Just like this. And you could take the lanyard off if you want, but I don't think that I need to do that. I mean, I'm just going to take a paper towel And one other thing with this oil is it's best to use gloves, rubber gloves, because it's sticky stuff. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Okay, you can feel when you get your texture back. And if you want it even more aggressive, then use something that's even less than 80, maybe a 60 or a 50 grit. So, but after you get done, you want to make sure that you oil the handle so that you seal those fibers up. Because that's where you get all the smells and everything from that people complain about with micarta, is because it's not resealed. And that's what that oil does, it just reseals the handle. Okay, just like so. So now I got that texture back. And so I'm just going to kind of take my paper towel here and just kind of dust it off. If you got a lot of grit and dust on it, you may want to wash it, but this, I mean, no more than I've done here. That should be fine. And so we're going to turn this heat gun on, and it's going to get a little noisy. So anyway, what I want to do is I just want to warm that material up. I don't want to get it hot. I just want it warm. So when I take my paper towel, dip it in this oil and wipe it on there, it sucks it into the handle, okay? And it's already in there because I treated it when it was new. I treated it already. It's just that the fibers that I've exposed and roughed up a little bit, I want that saturated as well with oil, okay? You can see it suck it in. Just wipe a generous coat all over it, and you'll see when it starts soaking in. So that's about it. Stop soaking in. Now you want to take a clean area of your turn this off. You want to take a clean area of your cloth and just be sure and wipe it down really, really well. Because again, you don't want any residual because it'll be gummy. You think linseed oil is bad? Man, this stuff here is 10 times worse than that as far as creating hot spots and being gummy. And so you got to make sure that you clean off all of the excess. All of the excess. And the key to that is continually rotate your paper towel or whatever you're removing the material with to clean areas so that you're not wiping over with a saturated towel. Okay? And once again, that handle is sealed and it's got a textured feel again. And again, it depends on how aggressive you want that texture as to how aggressive you use the sandpaper. If you want a real aggressive handle, then like I say, maybe use a 40 or a 50 grit. Just to kind of make sure that it's sealed afterwards, okay? But that's how it is. And again, you know, if you find that the pinch points is not to your liking, then take you a little Dremel or palm sander or whatever and kind of just reshape it. That's the beauty of micarta and most of these handles that I do. Well, I say all of them. You can reshape them. Just take your time. Just take your time. Take a little bit at a time. You can't put it back, but you can always take a little more off. Okay, and just get it to where you like it. Squeeze it. Make sure that that's what you want. Then after you're done, warm it up. If you don't have a heat gun, then just set it by the fire or some heat source by the stove. Just warm that handle up, and then apply some oil to it again, and you'll be good to go. Okay. I hope this helped you guys and kind of give you some ideas on your knife and how to make it more personal and more you. Okay. Because I mean, there's no way that you can make a knife handle that fits 100% of the people. Okay. So there's always going to be some little tweaks here and there that makes us unique. Okay. So anyway, hope this helped. You guys, appreciate each and every one of you. And get in the backyard with a little stick. Be sure to take a shower with you, get the opportunity. Don't forget those spinning band-aids and lots of knives. We'll catch you again very soon.